As always, greetings here from Pennsylvania, and today is the day that I start that new video series I mentioned some time ago about exploring Pennsylvania highways, where we're just gonna drive along together and then stop at different places of interest as we go along. And I mentioned in that video we're gonna do a Route 501 first, Highway 501. It's a highway I'm pretty familiar with. I thought for the first one I do, I'd pick one like that. So I'm currently in the Lancaster Cemetery. That's where 501 starts. I was looking for a certain statue that years ago I filmed here. I did what was her name? Augusta Bittner. Her statue is in this cemetery somewhere, and it supposedly doesn't stay in place. It supposedly moves around the cemetery, but I forgot where she is. And this cemetery is huge, but that's where I'm starting this video here in the Lancaster Cemetery. But we're gonna hop in the Jeep, hop in Naomi over there in a moment. I'm gonna show you a map first, show you where I am if you're not familiar with Pennsylvania here in the southeast of Pennsylvania. And then we'll get on going. All right, let's look at the map first. All right, so here's our map, and of course it's another windy day. Someone mentioned it's a good idea. I need to get magnets that I can put on the map to hold it down to the top of the Jeep here. But here's Pennsylvania, and we are all the way in the southeast part. We're currently in the town of Lancaster, and here's 501. 501 goes up through Lancaster County, into Lebanon County, a little bit into Berks County, and this is my home area. This is where I was born, up in here. I lived for quite a while, and then it scoots up a little bit into Schuylkill County and ends up here in Pine Grove. So that's the route we're going to take. It's about 38.7 miles, and like I said, we're going to drive along together and then stop at a couple different places. Some places I planned, and some places might be random. We are going to stop somewhere to get something to eat too. It's a Pretzel Hut. And before I forget, I do have channel sticker number 13, I believe, that I'm going to place out somewhere. Like I said, I will be placing channel sticker number 13 out there somewhere, and I do have a photo to share with you of the person who found channel sticker number 11. I believe her name is Brandy. So when I place this sticker at this location, I'll share her photo with you. So let's get going. Actually looking forward to this, just driving along and stopping at a few places, getting something to eat. The Pretzel Hut, they have a petting zoo there too. They have goats, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. All right, so it's a beautiful day. Let's get in the Jeep. Let's get going. All right, so we got to get out of this cemetery first. Make our way to the northern end of Lancaster, the city, to where 501 starts. All right, I'll get back with you in a bit at the start of 501. And there's our sign, and North 501. So this part of 501 is pretty busy, traffic-wise. Lots of traffic coming out of Lancaster City. Everybody's desperate to bust out. But later on, we will get away from the city stuff, out into the countryside of Lancaster County, Lebanon County. Lancaster desperately needs a bypass, like a major highway around the city. But nothing I can do about that. Alright, making our way out of the city. Not quite so busy. We gotta go through the town of Neffsville. And I think the first place we're actually going to stop is in Lititz. Lititz is a beautiful town. And we're going to stop at the park there, Lititz Springs Park. I filmed that place before. That's a place that has those little caves where the spring comes out, and there's ducks everywhere. Beautiful place. Alright. Got some more traffic and red lights up here. So welcome to Neffsville. Man, the traffic down here is just nuts. One reason why I don't really like cities, although this is not a big city down here, but it does get a lot of traffic. Alright. Get back with you when this clears up a little bit more. Alright, goodbye to Neffsville. Hello to some more open roads. Oh, just like that, there's a red light. That's the way it is down this way. So once we get past Lititz, I promise you, things open up a lot more. A lot less red lights, a lot less traffic. A lot more beautiful countryside to see. And welcome to Lititz. This is actually a beautiful town. It's expensive to live here. I think it was voted, like the #1 small town in America or Pennsylvania or something like that. But we're gonna make our way to Lititz Springs Park. Alright, I think we got turned down here. Oh, train. Just a little one. Alright, so I need to make a left, but that's not going to happen with all this traffic, so we're going to have to do something else here. Get back to it. Now we can turn into the park. We just have to find a place to park. There's a lot of people here. This is a popular place, and for good reasons. It's just beautiful here. Oops, speed bump. Alright, I'll get back to you. Yes, over there's our train again. Beautiful park, and I already see the ducks up there. It looks like a lot of them are just snoozing for the afternoon here. Yeah, and you should recognize this spot from some previous videos of mine. These little openings are where the spring water comes out of. And one of these you can crawl into, I was told. A viewer told me recently. And that one looks intriguing, but yeah. Here's the main. Alright, the beautiful, beautiful spot. Check it out, they're taking a little snooze down there. But yeah, just an absolutely beautiful park. Come stop in for a few minutes or for a couple of hours. It's like I said, beautiful place. If you're coming up 501, either north or south through Lititz, go ahead and stop in here at Lititz Springs Park. It can be kind of busy here sometimes, but there's plenty of room for people to spread out. Yeah, sometimes there's just hundreds and hundreds of ducks here. It's just beautiful. I know I said that a couple times, but it is. Alright, but we're not going to spend too much time here because we got the rest of 501 to cover. So we're going to hop back in the Jeep, keep heading north. Like I promised, there's less traffic up there. Once you get past Lititz, it opens up quite a bit more. But the next town we're going to stop in is Schaefferstown. Take a little detour there, look at some things. It's another historic town along this route. But I'll just take you with me as I walk back down this way a little bit. And here's where all the ducks are. All right, let's get back to 501. Might actually have to turn south first just to get out of this place. Making a left turn out of this park can be difficult. There's too much traffic. All right, we are leaving Lititz. And the traffic lights. Actually, there's not another traffic light until you get to, I think, Brickerville, which is a couple miles away. Yeah, and I said we're going to stop at Schaefferstown next, but I need to make a correction. The Pretzel Hut is before Schaefferstown, so we'll stop there next. Get something to eat, and then maybe go visit the goats. See what other animals they have there. We're still in Lancaster County. And as promised, we're out in the countryside now. Everything's turning green. And I was wrong about the traffic light. I forgot about this one for Brubaker Valley Road. I should have known it. I come to this intersection quite a bit. Come this way to one of the places I teach at. And up here is Brickerville. Just a small little town. Some antique shops and things like that. And the Pretzel Hut is not too far away now, which is good because I'm getting hungry. Well, I've been hungry. And they serve more than pretzels there. I think they were known for those soft pretzels. Big ones. Which I think is just right up here. Yep, I can see all the cars parked up there. Make a left here. And the Pretzel Hut. So there is the Pretzel Hut. And of course, I went ahead and got a pretzel. These are these hot, soft pretzels. They are delicious. But they have all kinds of other food in there besides the hot pretzels. Full menu of stuff. And there's a petting zoo up there. So we'll check that out a little bit later. But we are going to devour this.
There's indeed a goat here. We got more goats. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Oh, you probably smelled the pretzel. Sorry, I ate it all. I don't have any for you. Sorry about that. They like sitting in those little containers. And up here's the big guy. I can smell him. No, you're gonna be rude. And we got some pigs. Pigs up here. There's all kinds of chickens out here. I'm just zooming on. There's a mom out there with a bunch of little chicks. I think this one was my buddy last time. Huh? Yeah, it's a pretty cool little spot, actually. I've been to the Pretzel Hut before, but I never stopped in at the little petting zoo back here. So I probably enjoyed that a little bit more than I should have, but I used to have goats on the farm that I always talk about. I love having goats. They're naughty. Goats are naughty, but they're fun. So it's fun to have one, pet one a little bit there. That made my day right there. So yeah, if you come to Pennsylvania and travel around along Route 501, stop at the Pretzel Hut and visit the goats. I think the horseshoe trail comes right through here too. A guy I mentioned previously, hiker dude dad, he was here not too long ago, hiking a section of the horseshoe trail, and he stopped in to see the goats. Great spot for the kids though. You can get right up to the animals and check them out. All right, but we can't stay here all day, so let's get back in the Jeep, keep heading north. All right, goodbye to the Pretzel Hut and to the goats. That was fun, actually. All right, so next stop, Schaefferstown. Well, we're entering Lebanon County now. So goodbye to Lancaster County. Alright, so just up here is the traffic light for Schaefferstown. And we're going to head off Route 501 into the more historic part of Schaefferstown. 501 used to go through Schaefferstown, but they They rerouted it not too long ago, so it's kind of doesn't go through the center of town. We're gonna go ahead and turn right here and check out a few things here in town. Yes, here we are in, I guess, what you could consider downtown Schaefferstown. There are definitely some older buildings here. It's an older town. And this used to be 501 a number of years ago. So I'm going to take you to a place that I've filmed at before, I think a year or two ago. There's a cool old little park. I think it's called Fountain Park. I just gotta remember which road to go down. I think it's right up here. It's got a lot of old stone homes here. Antique stores here. I think it's down this way. Yeah, I see it up ahead. Yep, Fountain Park. Yeah, so some of you may remember this place. This is a place where it has the really old spring and the really old fountain down there. I think down at the bottom of the hill there. Yeah, I can see it. Dating way back to the 1700s to the founder of this town, Alexander Schaeffer. Yeah, I'd like to get in there, but it's locked. Yeah, Alexander Schaeffer and wife. July 16th, 1763. And if I remember correctly, this is either the first or one of the first public waterworks here in the country. A place where people get, public water, free water. So we'll walk down there where it still comes out today. I think it used to have wooden piping back in the day. That's been changed since then. But the fountain is still down here though. That comes from the spring house here. And people claim that this water does special things to you if you drink it. Yeah, so right up there is a spring house. And of course they pipe the water down. And then right down by the road is where the actual fountain is. See, like right down there. Yeah, right down here it is. Flowing since, what, 1763. Guess we'll try a little bit. I know I had some last time I was here. Nothing miraculous happened. It's good cold water. So yeah, it's an interesting spot to stop in if you're driving through the area. But we're gonna go, since we're here, because I mentioned Alexander Schaeffer up there, we're gonna go visit his grave site up here in the cemetery up in Schaefferstown quick, since we're here. It's a cool little spot with some old tombstones. All right, time to leave Fountain Park. See if we can find a cemetery again. I think this square up here was the main square in town at one point. The historic town square. I think I gotta turn right. Yeah, we're headed up Church Street now. So this is the spot. Just gotta try to remember where Alexander was buried. I think it was right up here on the edge somewhere. There were some older, yeah, right up here. There's some really old ones right up here. Yeah, this is the spot. All right. And before we find Alexander's gravestone, I do want to mention too that I'm only visiting, you know, like a handful of places as I do these videos. I mean, there are so many places you could stop at and visit along these highways. If I stopped at every single place, you know, this video would be 5 hours long. So some of you, I know in the comments, some people are gonna be like, oh, I can't believe you didn't stop at such and such a place, or you missed such and such a place. Yeah, but I can only do so much. So I'm kind of just stopping at places that are maybe highlights for me, things that I'm interested in. You know, you might be interested in completely different things if you did this same route, but I just want to throw it out there. That's kind of the way it is. Can only do so much in one video. All right, let's quit yapping. Let's find Alexander Schaeffer. So I have filmed here in the past as well. Some of you may remember that, but I remember I had these really neat looking tombstones with like the skull and the crossbones down there. These are some really old ones. Here's another one over here. Kind of broken off. I'm pretty sure Alexander is up a little bit further. I think I see his way up there. Yep, because they have a modern memorial for him here too. Alexander Schaeffer, founder of Schaefferstown, born in Germany in 1712. One of these is his actual grave marker. Oh, there's another neat old looking one. Yeah, so it's probably this one right here because it's right behind the modern memorial. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful spot up here on the hill. All right, but we can't linger. We're gonna keep on going. We're gonna get back to the highway and keep heading north. Meierstown is our next destination. Well, we'll say goodbye to Alexander and all his friends up here on the hill. Yeah, so Meierstown is next. We'll make one stop there. There's a cool old home right along the road. And then Bethel is next after that. That's my hometown. That's another reason why I chose 501 as my first highway. I didn't actually grow up in town, but on the outskirts of town. And I still have that channel sticker to place out there. And I got that other picture to share with you. And headed north again. And in the distance, you should be able to see the mountain way up there in the distance. That's the Blue Mountain. And 501 will take us over that. And that's, you know, if I'm doing that French and Indian War series. That's the mountain that we often talk about. You know, it's the frontier back then between the colonists and I guess what would be considered Indian territory. But up there, somewhere on that mountain, is where we're placing this channel sticker. The Appalachian Trail runs up there too. And we're soon coming into Meierstown. You might be able to see the blue water tower tank off in the distance. And we got a train. Oh, but this one goes, you go an overpass or an underpass, so we don't have to wait for it.
And our house is just up. I can see the old house from here. It's the Isaac Meier house. And this is Meierstown. Isaac Meier is the founder of Meierstown. Right, just up ahead. So we're gonna pull in to the parking lot right here. Get a closer look at it.
Alright, so let's check this place out. I've literally driven past this place probably hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of times, but I never actually stopped in to walk around and take a look at it. Man, it's a beautiful old stone home. 1750 this was built. Actually, I think this part right here is the oldest part, and over there is a later addition. Yeah, there's a beautiful shot of it from back a ways a little bit, get the whole house in frame. It's just like right next to the highway though. Just walk around the back side a little bit. Beautiful arches above each window. I read that the stone walls are 2 feet thick on this house. Imagine that. Oh, they got all beautiful flowers, irises growing up front here. Some of you might know what I'm going to say, but I could live here, but I'm not sure if I want to live right next to the highway though. But if this was like out in the country somewhere, this would be amazing. Back up a little bit here. Yeah, that makes a good thumbnail picture for this video. The Isaac Meier house. Literally right next to 501. Get the little plaque up here. Home of Isaac and Catherine Meier, circa 1750.
Yeah, so beautiful piece of history back there. Yeah, I know I already said it, but that's a beautiful old home. Yeah, I can't believe that's the first time I ever just stopped. I mean, I've been at that park before, but I never like got out and just walked around that house before. I think sometimes you just get so used to seeing something like that, you pass it all the time that you just get used to it, never stop to take a closer look. Alright, we're still in Meierstown. Gonna make our way up through here. And we'll soon be in Berks County. And my friend John, you guys have seen my videos, he used to live here in Meierstown for quite a few years. This was his hometown. Yeah, right up here it's a junction of 422. Got an Amish buggy on the side there. We are in Amish country. And yes, they do ride horse and buggies instead of cars. And there's another buggy, horse and buggy. They're actually pretty common in these parts. Yeah, I think just up here a little ways we're going to be in Berks County, my home county, and where I still live.
Yeah, right here, Berks County. And up here is the little town of Mount Etna. Yeah, you can see the sign for it there, Mount Etna. Yeah, and that mountain, Blue Mountain off in the distance, is getting a lot closer. And the next stop is Bethel, my hometown. I think we'll stop at one place in town there. The one church. I want to check something out. I have some ancestors that are buried there in town at the Salem Reformed Church. Yeah, you can see that hump in the mountain way up ahead there. That's Round Top. That's also where the 500 steps are. I've filmed up there several times. That's my mountain, always called it. Oh, and there's another buggy off the side there. Yep, this is the cemetery where some of my ancestors are buried. Or I probably should have pulled in right there, but you'll be able to see the church off to your right, the Salem Reformed Church. So we're gonna go ahead and pull in here. There are some oldies in this spot. I think we just drive right up there. Yeah, so right there's the old church. But I want to check, because last time I was here, my oldest ancestor in here is Jonathan Zeller, and his tombstone was broken. Just want to see if I can find that again. See if it was fixed at all. And there's one, I don't think this is it over here though. Alright, I want to see what this one here says though. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is him. Jonathan Zeller. I think they spelled an S though. Zeller. 1799 to 1876. So still laying here. Alright, so he's still here. I think that's his wife in the front there. There are quite a few oldies right there. The oldest ones are always right next to the church. Alright, back on the road. And this is the little town of Bethel. Like I said, it's my hometown, although I didn't grow up in town. It was my address, I guess you'd say. Lived off more closer up to the mountain there. It's always where I got my haircut for, man, until just a couple years ago. My barber had a shop right up here in the square, but he died just a year and a half ago or so. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. Yeah, he cut my hair since kindergarten. Except during my college years too, someone else. Obviously when I was down in college, someone else cut my hair. Yeah, just off the square way up there. It's kind of like a greenish building. Yeah, and there it is, up in the distance, my mountain. When I was younger, I always dreamed of climbing that mountain. I eventually did. I've climbed it quite a few times since then. And Pine Grove, 8 miles. That's where we're ending this video. So our next several spots will be up on top of the mountain. 501 has to go over that. And back this way is where I grew up. There's another old church off to the left, the Murky Meeting House it's called. Old cemetery to the right. And straight ahead might look familiar. Up, that's Fort Henry Road, and we did a video on that in our French and Indian War series. We went up that way, filmed Fort Henry. And I lived back that way too. That's where I would go home. That road right there. Kind of miss going that way. And I still dream about the old place a lot. It's kind of sad in some ways. All right, I'll catch up with you later once we get a little bit further up the mountain. But you can see we're up off to the right there, Round Top. And we're making our way to the top. The two places I'm going to visit up here should be familiar with you. One's an old spring up here on top of the mountain called Pilger Ruh. And there's also a cool overlook for the Appalachian Trail up here. I know I've filmed at both those locations before. Just gotta look for the road to go to Pilger Ruh. Going up and up and up and up. Here we go. It should be up here to the right. Yeah, I think it's right up here. Yeah, I actually took the wrong pole off there. It was the next right. There's actually a sign for Pilger Ruh right along the road. Let me show it to you because this is where I'm going to place the channel sticker, I believe. Okay, so right here is Busy 501, and there is a historical marker for Pilger Ruh right there, and then there is a road that pulls in right here. And you can park just right down there. All right, so like I said, right there's 501. The historical marker is right up there, and you can come pull down here. Don't go off up that way, it's a private drive. And you don't want to park in front of the gate up here either. But there's a trail just up here that will take you to the spring. Yes, right down there's where I parked. There's the gate, and there is a little trail. You can also get here from the Appalachian Trail. Just up 501 is that big parking area for the Appalachian Trail. And there's a Blue Blaze trail that takes you down from the Appalachian Trail to here as well. Some of you might be familiar with that, but this is the quickest way. It's a cool little spot. Like I said, I have been here before. There's the spring. Of course, it has a modern pipe. (1742) Pilger Ruh, Pilgrim's Rest, named by Count Nicholas von Zinzendorf, with Conrad Weiser. That name should be familiar. We talked about that when I filmed the Appalachian Trail, and he's been a part of my French and Indian War series too. It's about that time period, a little bit earlier, but roughly the same time period. Alright, so like I said, I do have channel sticker number 13. It's the new design. And so right here's the spring, right there's the monument, and behind the monument there's two rocks back here. There's the big rock and the little rock. I'm going to stick this under the little rock. Alright, so if you want to come get it, that's where it is. Not too difficult to get here. I mean, if you're not careful, you can miss that turn off of 501. Just be careful, this road gets busy, so you know, when you're turning off, just be careful because there's people flying up behind you sometimes. And I'll show you, Brandy was her name. She found channel sticker number 11. It was the last one of that first series that I had. It was the one I placed along the Appalachian Trail when I did the Hermit of Hawk Mountain video. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you her picture of her finding it. I think she said she took off of work that day to get it. It was raining and everything, so it's pretty cool. All right, so I'll show you her picture. All right, so thank you, Brandy, for braving the weather to get out there and get that sticker. So since we're up here, we're gonna drive just a little bit further up to the parking lot for the Appalachian Trail. I'm gonna take you to that overlook that's down there. I think they call it the Kimmel Overlook. I've been there a number of times. You can see the old farm that I grew up on. I think I shared that in other videos, but it's a very cool place to stop at, especially if you're gonna stop and get the sticker. You might as well just stop, look at the overlook too. I was thinking about putting a sticker at the overlook, but I think this is a better location maybe. All right, let's hop back in a Jeep and get to the parking area and get to that overlook. All right, we're gonna pull out of here quickly. Kind of a bad place to pull out too. And just up the way here, off to our right, will be the parking area for the AT. The 501 shelter for the Appalachian Trail is up here too. A lot of people come through here hiking. I've picked up hitchhikers here before Appalachian Trail hitchhikers that want like a ride into town up into Pine Grove. Sometimes I'll try to get a ride into town from this spot. They're pretty cool people. Usually they smell a little bit because they've been hiking the trail. Yeah, right here, you can't miss it, the big pull off. Yeah, so here's the parking area. The Appalachian Trail is right across the road there. Of course, it goes this way too. That was going north, but we're gonna head south to the overlook. Yeah, so we started this video down in Lancaster in the city with all that traffic. Although there's a little traffic behind us on the highway, but not as much as down there. And now, here we are, up in the mountains on the Appalachian Trail. I always think it's neat how, highways just take you to different places like that. So the overlook is not too far down this way. It is a popular spot. Yeah, so I had been talking about the Appalachian Trail hitchhiker people. Yeah, if you ever go past a parking lot where the thru hikers come through and they're looking for a ride, go ahead and give them a ride. Most of them are pretty cool people. I've never had anyone that was rude or anything. They're just super grateful for a ride. A lot of times, you're going the way they want anyway. So they'll hop in the back of your truck or whatever just to get a ride into town. And they'll be thankful for it. Like I said, sometimes they smell a little bit, but that's the thru hiker life. It's not the end of the world. All right, so our overlook is down here. We'll see if we have it placed to ourselves. The number of cars parked back there, a lot of them are hiking the sections of the trail, maybe staying overnight. Yeah, I feel so much more at home filming videos out in places like this than I do in town or in the cities. All right, just around the corner here. Whoops, our overlook is down there. I don't see anybody, so, well, I was wrong. So I have to share the lookout with some other people. Yeah. But out there is where I grew up. I'm gonna try and zoom in on the spot out there. Yeah, right there in the middle of the camera. That clump of pine trees. Alright, so we don't have too much further to go in our journey. In just a little bit, we'll be entering Schuylkill County. saying goodbye to Berks County. I don't think there's any more places I'm actually going to stop and get out until we get up into Pine Grove. I'll end the video up there. 501 doesn't actually go in to Pine Grove, but that's where I'll end the video. It's a little bit more driving, then we'll end this video out. All right, let's get back on the road. Say goodbye to the Appalachian Trail. I never get tired of going to that overlook. I'm not sure that those two guys are up to any good, that spot there. But there's a lot of interesting activity that goes on at that overlook because it's so close to the parking area. You encounter some interesting folks there sometimes, we'll say. All right, yeah, here are Schuylkill County. You see the sign there. So now we're gonna be heading down the other side of the Blue Mountain. And if we were back in the French and Indian War era, 1750s, we'd be driving down into Indian territory. And of course, this is also the Topahawken Trail, the old Indian path. If you would have followed this path, it would have taken you right past Fort Henry, which I mentioned earlier, and then, you know, those French and Indian War videos. So if a raiding party of Indians was going to head down into the valley, down there where I grew up, this is the way they would have come. But now it's a modern highway. I mean, once again, just, you know, at the beginning of this video, we were in town, in traffic, red lights everywhere. And now it's like this. These are the kind of roads I like. And I can see the end up here. The end of 501. Yeah, the very beginning of 501 was right there, and all that, like I said earlier, all that busy traffic. And ends up here, out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so up here is Route 895, and it's where 501 ends. And we come to the end. Alright, so I followed 895 just a little ways up here into what's called Canal Park, just south of Pine Grove. So this is where we'll end the actual video then. So thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the first video in this series, exploring Highway 501. So you can let me know what you think, and if you have other suggestions for other highways. I mean, I have quite a few in mind I'd like to do, but if you have one in particular that you think would be cool to do, you can let me know in the comments, and we'll do more of these. There's a big tank behind me. All right, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you around.